Cuckoo, my loves. Welcome to a new week and a new vlog. So, I have been struggling with a lot of stress, and as a result, it has led to some pretty significant weight gain in the past month and a half. So, I have literally put on about 12 pounds in a month and a half, and my body fundamentally cannot support that much extra weight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lose that weight. I'm going to lose that weight over the course of the next month, the next 3 weeks. A couple things to note. As I mentioned, I think the weight gain is due to stress. I think that I know the reasons for the stress, and I have to work on that. But I also think that the stress has led to my eating not so well, doing things I don't normally do, like snack and whatever else, just eating crappy food. But then also I think the stress has messed with my hormones, and so we're gonna tackle this together. The goal is to lose this extra 10 pounds I've put on. So yeah, let's do it, ladies. I am a cookie monster. I am. I believe that God created cookies solely for me so that I would be able to enjoy them during my lifetime. I love cookies. And the thing is, my aunt, as you all know, she and my cousin came to visit me. And one of the great things that they brought me were the ingredients I need to make my famous oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. And by famous, I mean the recipe that I learned from Quaker Oats. And I made them. I did make them. I didn't just make them, I really made them. I made about 60 cookies. And over the course of the month of March, I ate cookies for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I only gave away 4 cookies. I ate the rest. And they were delicious, but this is what happens when you eat that many cookies, is that later on you pay. And the way you pay is that you maybe have put on a few pounds, and so now you're stuck with the fact you put on a few pounds, all because you had to have the cookies. So as a result, I'm really having to tackle this from 3 different angles. We're going to tackle, 1, the food, right? We're cutting out the cookies and the candy. We may have gone overboard and we just need to take a break. And then due to stress, I'm going to be taking some supplements to help with stress. I'm going to really focus on getting more sleep and whatnot. And then also removing the stressful people. And then also, instead of eating something unhealthy when someone stresses me out, like a bag of potato chips or something like that, instead, what I'm really going to focus on is going to make some snacks at home, really aim for having more healthy snacks in my house, which is normally what I do. And then also I'm really going to tackle exercise, right? Get back into my strength training routine, but also I might have to supplement it. And so kind of just experimenting to see what works and that way from an exercise standpoint, right? So it's about, my whole goal is to create something that is sustainable, right? And when I say sustainable, I don't mean that I never have another cookie again, because that is not realistic for me, ever. I'm not talking about completely skipping meals, because again, that's not realistic for me. I like to eat. I do. I'm talking about creating a holistic plan of how do I manage manage my health when I'm feeling stressed? How do I enjoy cookies in moderation, right? Am I getting the right amount of exercise that I need? Are there supplements or foods that I can be taking to help with hormones? Looking at it from a very holistic standpoint and seeing what is sustainable, long-term sustainable for me, and then implementing that. So there's going to be a lot of trial and error in this, and I'm going to use this first week to really experiment with it, but we will see. So currently most of my jeans do not fit me. This is bad for my ego. Fortunately, however, I have quite a few muumuu dresses. I call them muumuu dresses. Really, they're like flowy dresses. They're just, you know, those big dresses that have no shape, that you feel like a fairy just flouncing about, like you could be walking through the woods and, you know, maybe there are birds and things chirping. Yes, so I have quite a few of those, so thank goodness I do, because those can help me get through a little bit of this month, because, yeah, the jeans they're not really going up. Fortunately, it is ridiculously warm in Paris today, so for running my errands, I am going to just wear this kind of oversized dress. I could give it more shape by like adding a belt or whatnot, but right now, obviously, I want it to be a little bit big, so that's what I'm going for. And then to keep it simple, I'm just wearing my favorite Adidas Superstar sneakers. This is my outfit for running my errands this morning. Voila, simple. The dress is from a French designer. I don't think she's making clothes anymore, but it is a French designer called Violet Tannenbaum. So, voila. I'm off to run my errands. Let's go. So I'm gonna do two things. So I'm gonna prepare my breakfast for the morning. I have some fromage blanc, and I'm just gonna mix in some chia seeds so that I can have like a little parfait. And I also bought some strawberries from the market, so I can put the strawberries in there. Then we'll make a strawberry, spinach, orange juice smoothie, and then I'm going to make some healthy granola bars, protein granola bars. So let's do this. One of the things I will say is that as a woman, I really don't think that there's anything that fully prepares you for like the changes that start to happen in, oh my gosh, I'm on the wrong street. I don't think that there's anything that really prepares you for the changes that, you know, start to happen in your body in your mid-30s, like with hormones and just like your metabolism and the fact that you used to be able to eat anything and do anything, and then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, like I'm gaining weight in weird places that I never gained weight in. Now, I'm grateful every day to grow older because I think it is a blessing to grow older, but it still is a little bit of a shock. And I have to say, though, I'm grateful to be in France because I feel like in the US, like once you turn 30, they act like it's all downhill for you as a woman. And, you know, things like calling a pregnancy over 35 a geriatric pregnancy. And when you tell a French gynecologist that they call a pregnancy over 35 a geriatric pregnancy, they're like, that's crazy. And I think France like tolerates and accepts aging better, whereas America really values youth. I'm grateful to live someplace that doesn't make you feel old before you're actually old. And in case you're wondering what I consider to be old, I think it's once you hit 100. If you hit 100, you're old. Because you've lived 100 years on this earth, and that is awesome, but a really, really long time. The hormonal weight gain has definitely been the one that has me the most vexed on kind of what to do. So the thing though about France is that they're really, really big on supplements. And so I ended up going to the pharmacy and I talked with the pharmacist a bit on some supplements. And ultimately, we kind of decided that maybe the best place to start was to go with supplements that would help with my stress level. So B12, like a B12 complex, is basically like what helps with stress levels. I already take magnesium to help me sleep. I already take something for hair growth and nails, and of course have my collagen. So I do already, like, and I also have to take iron because I'm anemic. So I feel like I sound like it's like, someone's gonna be like, Adriel, that's too many supplements. It's not. Trust me, there are blood tests to support all of them. Sometimes I even have to take the vitamin D supplement because there's not enough sun in this darn city. So trust me, there are blood tests to support all the need for all of these supplements. But also, I'm really trying to also focus on making sure that, you know, I'm getting enough diversity in food. And since I do eat a lot in season here, I think I need to be a little bit more conscious and mindful of exactly how I can kind of really make sure that I'm getting the nutrients I need, and then, but not relying on the supplements to like completely fill that.
I've decided to add more exercise, because particularly cardio. I'm already doing weightlifting a couple times a week. Don't really want to increase that. I'm doing Pilates and yoga, you know, on the days after I do the weightlifting, just to kind of get my body moving. But I realize I need more cardio, and the cardio is really going to be key. So I'm doing the simplest thing that I know to do, which is rollerblading along the Seine. And I'm going to do that on the days when I am not already going to do weightlifting, because it'll just be good cardio. I'm starting small at 20 minutes to 30 minutes, and then I will increase to hopefully 30 to 40, and then from 40 to 50. So starting small, but building steadily, and really trying to build up like my energy again, because I just don't have it.
So there's one thing that I think is very, very important to note, because I don't want to give you all the wrong impression. I don't like to exercise. It's not fun. So yet another day of figuring out outfits to wear when most of my clothes don't fit. And I've been at this for almost a week, and I definitely think I'm seeing some results. So today's outfit, I have on these ultra wide leg pants that I got from Target, part of Who What Wear. One of, I think, the things that we often do when we put on a little bit of weight is we want to go to just like wearing only oversized clothing. But the flip side of that is that only oversized clothing just makes you look bigger. It's not actually flattering, and one of the best things to do is to try to give yourself proportions again. So the thing though about me is that a lot of my clothes are actually oversized. So I'm trying to find kind of creative ways to give myself shape again. So normally I wouldn't wear something like this boxy top with these boxy pants, but right now these more boxy pants are the most comfortable option. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna tuck in the shirt a little bit in the front. Again, something I normally wouldn't do, but to give it a little bit of French tuck, do a little French tuck. So then that way it gives me a little bit of definition right around my waist. So it's like that. And then I could do a belt, but I don't think I'm gonna do a belt today. I think I don't need one. And then for my shoes, I'm going to go with these sneakers. These are my Lanvin sneakers. I need them because the pants are a little long. One of the benefits though about when my booty does get a little bit bigger is that pants that are normally super long that I have to wear heels with, I don't have to worry about that because my booty is holding up the pants.
One of the easy ways that I'm adding in more exercise is I am making it a decision to walk more places. So I'm basically able to supplement what is my normal kind of exercise and working out with at least an extra 45 minutes to an hour each day just in walking, and I use that as a way of commuting. You all, I went further today, like so much further than I did the prior 2 days, and the effort of like going further, like the effort I put in was substantially less, right? So I'm still keeping it at only about 25-30 minutes, right? Like it's no longer than that, but like the amount of effort, like in the distance I went in that 25-30 minutes is just insane. Like before, when I did this on Saturday, the first day, I thought I was dying. I was like, even on Sunday, I went just a little tiny bit further, but I felt like exhausted, like I was like wheezing. It was just like, but then today, this morning, I went so far and still only in 25-30 minutes, and because it didn't feel like I was putting in so much effort, I was like moving. I was like whoosh, 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 like I was like going, and I'm just moving, and my thighs, and it's just everything is moving, and then in fact I like went so far. I was like, ooh, I gotta stop. I went so far. I gotta have some water. I sat down and I'd only been going for 9 minutes. Like I'd gone that far in 9 minutes and I had to take a break and have some water because of how great I was doing. My body feels so good. My body feels great. I think that this is gonna be the difference and the weight loss at the end of the week. I mean, let's see, but I am so jazzed. I'm so pumped. I feel so energized starting my day like this. I'm just like, So good thing is that I am losing weight. Funny thing, I don't own a scale, so I have no idea exactly how much weight I'm losing. But today, after 1 week, I could put on and zip up a pair of pants that I couldn't even put on a week ago. So I know that my whole little plan of just focusing more on getting my exercise, eating like I normally do, frankly, essentially just cutting out the snacks and cutting out the candy and the cookies. Cutting out the candy and cookies is like really doing it, and also really getting my exercise routine back up to snuff. So today's outfit, I'm very fortunate in that so many of my clothes were already a little bit big, so now they're just kind of sort of fitting. So these pants I got from Monoprix. I really liked the bright green color, so that's why I got them. I paired it with this blue shirt from LBD, and then this cream belt from Dehanche. I have this scarf, which I tied like a tie. I love ties, and I really think that they're really pretty, so I always love to kind of bring in like an element of a tie if possible, even if I already have a belt. And if I wanted to, like when I'm walking around, I'm probably gonna like tuck it in like this, because then it won't distract from the belt. The great thing about the tie is it has the blue, the brown, the cream. So I have the cream and the belt with the gold accessories, the brown with the ballet flats, and then the cream but with silver mixed metal handbag, and this is the one I have from Le Tanner. So let's pop everything on. One thing I want to note, one of my little tips if you are starting to kind of like
on your clothes that aren't fitting super well because you've like gained some weight suddenly, one of the things I love to do is like play up with the accessories, because the accessories are not, right, like dependent on our size. So that's why I added in the little scarf as a tie, because it's just a cute little accessory that kind of elevates the outfit and makes it feel a little bit more fun. If, for example, I couldn't fit into these pants, then the scarf would make me feel like I was still bringing, you know, some of my style to the outfit, even if it was just like some plain denim pants. So think about accessories as a way to kind of make everything feel a little bit more fun again, and to kind of bring back the joy in dressing. Frankly, for me at least, it's something I feel like I lose when I, you know, put on a little bit of weight, my clothes aren't fitting that well, as I worry, I feel like I've lost like a part of my sense of style. And the way that I kind of remind myself, no, this is just a moment in time, you know, you gotta get back on the horse of like doing the things you know you need to be doing, is by using my accessories. So, hope that helps. This is the final outfit, my darlings. And I'll talk to you later. Bye. So ultimately, after a week, I caved. I bought a scale. I don't like having scales in my house, but I did think it was important to track my progress. And I am happy to report that, you know, I'm filming this little closing confessional 2 weeks out. I am back into a lot of my jeans, which is nice. I am not back into all of them by any means. I have lost 2 pounds, which I think is really great progress for over like 2 weeks. So I'm proud with that. I'm satisfied with that. I have celebrated birthday parties, so I've had champagne, I've had cake, I've gone to movies, so I've had popcorn, I have, you know, hung out with friends, and so I've had gummy bears. So I haven't completely gotten rid of, you know, the things that, you know, I haven't cut everything out, all of the little pleasures in life by any means, but have I scaled them back so that they're not part of my everyday? Yes. Am I seeing progress? Yes. Is it going to take more time? 100%. And have I, though, figured out a routine like that works for me generally? 100%. And that's the goal. It's creating something that is going to be sustainable for me, but that also is going to keep me healthy. How's it going? It's going well. Is it perfect? Is it as fast as I'd like it to be? No, but you know what? Not everything has to be immediate. If I see progress, then I know it's working, and that's really what matters. So, voila. I believe the saying is progress makes perfect. Is that it? I could be wrong. I'm terrible at those little like idiom whatever things that we have.